Hello, Sled Island. My name is Shannon Shaw. I play bass and I sing in Shannon and the Clams and Hunx and His Punx, and I've played your wonderful festival several times over the years, and I absolutely love it. But this year, since everything's a little bit different, Sled Island asked me to make a video of my artistic process in a tutorial kind of fashion. Welcome to my life for the next 5 days at the Sou'wester in Seaview, Washington. Well, what up? This is a little study I was doing, trying to learn about light and landscape. It's so not my world, but good just to practice. So I'm a lefty and I like to have my paints on the left. I'm gonna put some ox gall in my water. You just need like a couple drops, and that just kind of gives the paint some more body and makes it flow nicely. Here's all my basic colors. Gonna refill them. Here's a sea sponge. Really helpful for texture, or help me get some of the trees going. And then I like to have a hairdryer really close by. I like to have a hairbrush. Here's my masking fluid for skit kind of stuff. I do not scrimp on sharpeners, only the best. I love this one. It might be like 10 or 20 bucks, but it is worth it. I've had it for 20 years or something. Blender, Craffy. I got some new brushes that I'm crazy about. Here's my books I've been referencing. I'm trying to get more into color. I love Duloc. He does lots of fairy tales, and really my favorite illustration is turn of the century fairy tale. Victor, Ambrose, totally obsessed. I look at this book probably a few times a day. There's so much life and movement in this sitting piece of art, They're supposed to be fun children's drawings, but I mean, holy shit. Y'all are gonna think I'm some kind of pervert. But I got really into these sex and horror books. These are Italian. Look at that little perv in the back. Composition is awesome. And a lot of details. And what I love about it is you can see every stroke. Every stroke is super meaningful and creates a form. Here's me messing around trying to use that kind of Italian sex and horror method of having intense opposing colors in big clusters and then smaller information around it to kind of tell a story. I'm just gonna try. Of course, I'm using my face because it's the only face I got around here. show you all the stuff I use in case it helps you. I always keep a small supply of my very favorite things. Some high quality erasers. When they get a round edge, I kind of get over it, but you can actually carve it and make a new point with a little knife. Got some knives around. The gum eraser's enough. They're so great for getting, you can massage them into like a little point. And if you're doing your graphite art, just pull out the highlights. It's really nice. Hopefully I'll get to show you. You need a buttload of these. I have them everywhere. Use them all the time. A small variety of pencils. I did this myself. You want, so basically the harder it is, that's what the H means. The lighter it's gonna be, that's good for like sketching, very lightly, but it's hard. So it literally will put lines in your paper. So if you're sketching, it depends on what you're trying to do. So the softer it gets, the B, it's super dark, but it has a waxy finish. Paper blender. Leather chamois, it's great for blending. So somewhere in between is where I usually like to always have a variety. And of course they're good for different things. Favorite brush. This one I've had since probably 2007, and I took very good care of it. And this is what I lovingly call my Bart Simpson. The brush is more dense in here, and then the top just has a super thin, fine layer of little spiky bristles. So this, I make a lot of textures. I do a lot of hair textures. I use this brush constantly, and I've used it for a long time. You have to take good care of your brushes. Treat your ass kindly, for it bears you. That's what my dad said. I'm gonna tell you how to clean a freaking brush. Say this thing is all full of pigment. Oh my God, it's totally crazy looking. You do not just dip this dirty brush into water. You wipe it before you dip it. Dip, pull. You are not swirling it around. This is how you see if it's clean. Dip. Look, that's like nothing coming out. That's a clean brush. I recently got this one that's called a cat's tongue brush. It's made of some, beautiful squirrel. I'm sure it lived. Just take a little off the bottom, But this thing is really freaking cool and weird. When it gets wet, it is the craziest texture. And it's good for making like huge swaths of color. So if you mix this and you add ox gall in your water and you put some gum arabic mixed in with your pigment, it is gonna like extend the color and make it super intense, and you're gonna have a lot of you're really gonna be able to push that color all over the place for a lot longer than if you didn't use any mediums mixed in. Square brushes. It kind of gives me a different kind of control because it's real freaking square on top. So I took a Bart, I got a smaller one, and I trimmed it down, but just to give it more texture. You know, like maybe I don't want like a straight, like the Bart, when you get it wet, it gets spiky looking. This is a fan brush, but I like cut it all up, trimmed it. So this is a time where you should totally get a cheap brush. Really good with hair, it's good with fabric. This brush, drafting brush it's called, you just lightly brush the paper and it doesn't spread any pigments around, no graphite around. A little gentle. This is a masking fluid pen. You could also, it's also called Frisket. Usually it comes with like a big wide opening and you dip a brush into it. And basically what this does is it helps you save the whites of your paper. You go in with this little bad boy. Look how tiny the tip is. That's so freaking small. So after you do your drawing, you're gonna go back in, you're gonna brush it off. You're gonna go in with my favorite eraser. You're gonna dab and pull out any final loose graphite or eraser or whatever. You're gonna shake this baby up and then you're gonna like poke in where the highlights are and you let it dry. Don't you freaking touch it until it's dry. And then you paint over it. Then you take this little cute thing again and you like tug at the corner and peel it up and it saved the white for you. Let's move on to some art doing. Well, it's been a pleasure, everybody. Thank you for watching this funky video. I just feel like that's kind of like one of the more interesting things is to see how other people get somewhere. I hope I got some creative juices flowing, and thank you for watching. Thank you, Sled Island. Thank you to the Sou'wester. Thank you so much for having me.